As an introduction, defect is non-conformity and can be introduced through poor design, manufacturing, fabrications, or constructions before a structure begins its service life and by inappropriate operations and maintenance during its service life. Defect is different from deterioration because defect is something that had failure despite deterioration is something that going to failure. Therefore, a condition report is an essentially also a comprehensive document detailing any existing structural defect or error in building surrounding. About the inspection, this report is about identifying an inspection on the defect found in arena UPSI located within the compound of UPSI. Defect investigation was convened on Thursday, April 27, 2017, and it consists of 20 students and a lecturer in master program. General briefing from UPSI officer was started by welcoming our delegation on background of UPSI and introduce organizational structure and whole facility that UPSI has to be utilized to the user. 3 major areas was determined for each group. During inspection, a weather condition is hot and sunny. It was not possible to inspect those parts of the structure which is covered, unexposed, locked, or inaccessible, and it was therefore not possible to record defect that may exist in the constructions of the structure or any defect of similar nature. No tests or inspection have been carried out to any of the existing services at this stage, including the electricity, water, air condition, drainage, and etc. The aim and the objective of this inspection first is to develop a more practical understanding of building surveying. Second, to diagnose defect using appropriate measurement technique by exploring the symptoms and real cause of the component flaw in a building. And the third one is to develop competence in gathering building condition data on site and reporting strategy. As a significance of this report, it will benefit to parties involved in UPSI, especially top management, to identify performance measurement needs in the management of outsourcing contract such as cleaning. Secondly, through this performance measurement study, it may provide to UPSI an approach for systematically collecting, analyzing, utilizing, and reporting on their service. And at the last, the result and finding from this study will provide new knowledge that can adopt to improve the next cycles of building contract in UPSI.
University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, or commonly known as UPSI, is a public university situated on the central region of Peninsular Malaysia at Tanjung Malim, Perak. The distance between UPSI and the capital of Kuala Lumpur is around 80 km and take around 1 hour journey. It was first established before World War II in 1922 as Sultan Idris Training College, or SITC. This institution is one of the oldest in the country, has been through several eras to become a university. After the era of SITC, it was upgraded to Maktab Perguruan Sultan Idris, or MPSI, in 1957, shortly after independence. Later, it was upgraded to Institute Perguruan Sultan Idris, or IPSI, in 1987 and became UPSI in 1997 until now. After 20 years as a university, UPSI have 2 active campuses, both located in Tanjung Malim, Perak. That is Sultan Abdul Jalil Shah campus at the center of Old Town, and another one is Sultan Azlan Shah campus, which is at Proton City. There is yet another new campus still under construction at Teluk Intan, Perak, as a branch campus, and it is expected to be completed by the year of 2019. Until October 2016, UPSI has 2,060 staff, which including part-time and contract status, while the number of undergraduate and postgraduate students is more than 20,000. This exercise selects the sport complex of UPSI, which is situated at Sultan Azlan Shah campus in Proton City, as a case study for the defect investigation assignment. This campus, often referred as New Campus, started its operation in early 2012 but still in the development phase. It was the second campus of UPSI, located just 8 km from the old campus, which currently has 30 buildings with total floor area more than 174,000 square meter. Mapping view of the sport complex is illustrated in the video. The sport complex venue was completed and handed over to UPSI in October 2015. Includes 4 main facilities, which are water sport building or marina, mini stadium, multi-purpose sport hall or arena, and swimming pools. Currently, it is still in the defect liability period until October 2017. Facilities provided is in compliance with the standards of international sport, and this is a factor why it is often rented by various agencies. Through this defect investigation exercise, our group thus focusing on multi-purpose sport hall or arena.
We use building condition assessment as our method of inspection. Building condition assessment can be divided into 3. First, Protocol 1, visual inspection. Second, Protocol 2, non-destructive test. And Protocol 3, destructive test or detailed analysis study. But for our case study, we only use Protocol 1, which is visual inspection. The definition of building condition assessment is a screening process where it provides complete building deficiency information which focuses possible long-term building maintenance and the need of repair for the building or related structure. While the definition of visual inspection is detect and examine variety of surface defects at the existing structure through visual. This type of inspection included a visual assessment of the building in identifying major defects and giving opinion regarding the overall condition of the building during the inspection time. Both of the figures represent the 5-point scale are generated for the use to represent the severity of each defect and maintenance action that should be taken to overcome the defect. While this figure shows the rating system has been developed using 5 color codes. It is proved as the most effective system as the defect can be easily categorized according to its physical types or definition and its present maintenance.
Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. My name is Alicia. These are my groups. I'm Amadina. Hi, I'm Manya.
I'm Abdullah. I'm Sean.
Hi, I'm Kiran.
Hi, I'm Jamal.
We will be doing a building inspection in Arena UPSI.
Alright, join us in the inspection. In this section, we're going to talk about the list of defects that have been discovered during our inspection in the building. So, we're going to talk about the defects that has been discovered in the roof. So, there are several components to be named and mentioned in this section. So the first components to be talked about is reinforced slabs, slab roof, gutter, and also steel roof trusses, the external ceiling, the main ceiling, and also roof ridges. The location of these defects are mainly on the roof, except for the external ceiling that is located in the first floor class. Also the main ceiling that is located at the martial art room, and then roof ridges that is located at the central hall. In this section, we're going to talk about the defect that has been discovered on the wall. As mentioned before and earlier, there are also different components to be mentioned. The first one that we're going to talk about is the external wall, and then the second one is the class wall, and then the external wall near class between 1 and 2, and also the external wall at the first floor hall, the internal wall at the gym room, and the door, the back door of the hall. So these are the list of defects that have been discovered on the wall. In this section, we only have two defects to be mentioned. The first one on the elements of the equipments, and the second one on the floor. So for the equipments, we have it on the handrail, and on the floor, we have it in the floor water paving located at the balcony at the first floor. In this section, we're going to talk about the defect that has been discovered on the floor. Specifically, on the first floor balcony, on the water paving. Details of the defects would be a white and gray stains that is located at the water paving, and also it's considered as a non-functionally damaged defect. Causes of defect would be the rainwater trickled through the mortar causing a sodium and potassium to oxidate within the limestone. Proposed remedy will be protect paving with the correct sealing products, and then washing the surface with the mild solution acids, and then protect your paving again by resealing it once all the procedures are done.
The next defect that was located at the Arena Sports Hall was a crack on the outer panel of a door. This door in question is located on the ground floor, and it is the main access door into the sports hall. This door is not functionally damaged, as it is not a fire-rated door. It is still operational. It is more unpleasant aesthetically. The cause of this defect would be due to vandalism. And to remedy this defect, there are two options. The first one would be to replace the outer wooden panel of the door. It's a time-consuming and painstaking job, but it would be a cheaper alternative as the door would still be functional. The second remedy would be to replace the door entirely. The next defect is a detached electric wall socket. It is located on the first floor of the building, along the corridor outside the classrooms. The condition of it is that it is detached and it's hanging off its bracket. It's actually hanging off its wires. The cause of this defect would be due to improper installation combined with just the usual wear and tear. To remedy this, it would be best to just reattach or reinstall the electric wall socket correctly and more securely. The following defect was observed inside the sports hall itself, where we noticed that the flooring was wet. The cause of this would be due to a leaking roof, whereby the roof was probably poorly joined or the cladding was poorly put together. The proposed remedy for this would be to engage a professional roofer to investigate the cause, the actual cause, and to further inspect the seals of the roof joints to see if they were sealed properly and sufficiently. This is because it was located at a point that was inaccessible to us, so we were not able to investigate this in much detail. and if possible to inspect the gradient or to increase the gradient very slightly to increase the efficiency of the rainwater to drain away. The final defect is known as concrete crazing. This was located on the concrete flat roof of the sports arena, and as we can see here, there are small cracks on the surface of the cement. It is a non-structural issue. The cause of this was when the cement was cast, it was allowed to dry up too rapidly, and this was probably due to it being a particularly hot day. And in terms of remedies, as this concrete crazing does not pose a risk to the integrity of the structure, no actual remedy is required. It is just something that looks unsightly. To avoid it in future, what could be used is plastic sheets that could be put over the concrete after it was just cast, and this would help slow down the evaporation rate.
Conclusion and recommendation. Defects that occur in Arena UPSI building are due to the wrong selection of building materials and sizes, and the lack of control and maintenance of the project and facilities management team. When the building inspection was carried out, some defects are still visible throughout the building. Therefore, immediate action needs to be taken to ensure the defects can be tackled. As we can see from the defect investigation form in Chapter 3, most of the defects found in the building are minor defects, but there are two major defects that also occur. The building has major defects such as corrosion on the roof trusses and poor selection of materials and sizes for roof gutters. This gives impact to the building structure and overall performance of the building. The main source of the building defect is the poor selection of roof gutter materials and sizes, causing the risk of gutter overflow from insufficient drainage capacity, and lead to the dampness on the building walls beneath the roof gutter. The repairs and replacement need to be carried out soon to improve the aesthetic and general performance of the building. On the other hand, the type of minor defects found in the building are such as dampness, efflorescence, paint peeling, stain, crazing, horizontal cracks on walls, and etc. The building defect that was considered as a minor one at this point of time causes aesthetic repairs on building envelope. These defects were mainly caused by design fault, natural exposure to environment, poor workmanship, and etc. The identified defects should be prioritized and promptly rectified according to the facility needs so that the facilities inside Arena UPSI building can be effectively maintained and managed in a more sustainable manner. Recommendation. Overall, the building is of minor defects. However, action must be taken to overcome these defects. A good teamwork and collaboration between the building consultants to be carried out in the reconstruction, redevelopment, or extension of the building in the future. To hire a good contractor when doing the rectification works, as we can see, some of the defects resulting from poor and substandard quality of workmanship, such as that of horizontal crack on walls. To do periodic maintenance works by the team to ensure that the building is maintained well to ensure its functionality and performance. Facilities management team should keep a record of previous maintenance works, such as types of defects, source of defects, symptom of defects, implication of defects, remedial work carried out, and budget allocated for rectifying defects. All this information is useful for future building maintenance jobs, and they act as preventive maintenance for the facilities management team to foresee any potential damage to the building.